thanks to the speakers, quite insightful and important discussions there. I have one observation regarding the issue of strategic plan. I always believe we all know that ICT is just a facilitator who facilitates. My own opinion, and or opinion by the number of applications that I read, we don't develop our own strategic plans. Rather, we develop it around what our institutions require. So, when developing our own plans, we should really align with the plan of the institutions we represent. Because we facilitate. If you go developing your own, you find that it's not in sync with what the institution wishes to achieve. So that's my observation. So always encourage the institution to develop, a strategic plan, and then you now develop your own around that by providing services or those things that are needed to achieve those specific plans. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that's to note. Number 2. Yes, sir. Yes. Sorry, hold on, sir, for the microphone. Sorry, just pass it around. Please pass it down. Pass it down. No, don't take it to him. Pass it down, sir. Get to him.
My name is Molam of DICT University of the Nation of State. My question is the NG, how do we come across? 2, the cost implication. How does NITDA, TED Fund, NUC support the funding of broadband internet in our respective institutions?
Thank you very much. 2 questions in one. Thank you. Number 3. So no, pass it to your left side.
Left, this way.
Just give to somebody to pass. Somebody to that for institutions that have damaged equipment.
That's right.
And there are places where we can leverage or repair facilities. Number 4.
Bringing information one after the other, which is a serious matter. So I want to know what's the situation in maybe other institutions and so on and so forth. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please help me to get the chairman, vice chair, get ready to speak on that if the chairman is not available. Thank you very much. Number 5. Number 5 is here. Just pass it, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Mohammed Ali Jajere from African Aviation and Aerospace University. Actually, a new university, for that matter. And that's why I'm asking this question. Based on experience, from all that I have had since morning, what do we think is the best way forward for internet, LMS, and other such ICT infrastructure? Do you get my question? Okay, this is what I'm saying. We're a new university, just struggling to stand on our own. Now, based on IT infrastructure, what is the best way forward?
Like a roadmap.
Yes.
Are you recommending a roadmap for us?
Yes, and maybe the best services that we can.
That's for traffic.
All right,
Yes,
thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Number 6, in front of you. I like that question, roadmap.
Thank you very much. I am Muhammad Amin Umar from FCET Bichikano. My question is to NITDA. Regarding this request for clearance, do we have a minimum threshold, kind of how low or how high do the cost of the infrastructures need to be before we get the clearance? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Perhaps related to that is, just 7, just hold on, is for, I think the directors showed that maybe the help desk contact numbers for quick support on that also. Thank you, sir. Number 7.
Okay. I am Bolo D. Bolo, Nigeria Maritime University, Okarakoko, DICT. My question is to NITDA in particular. We talked about capacity building. And Nigeria, our population is our strength. I feel we are not utilizing it. In countries like China, they told Google, you have to train this number of persons in specific areas every year. Same in all aspects of technology. That's what they do. What are the regulatory bodies doing specifically to train manpower in our ICT sector, in our tertiary institutions? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry, did you need that? Let me extend. You can sit down. Let me extend that question, sir. I think NIDA strategically has an opportunity to coordinate some of these OEMs and require that they invest deliberately in our tertiary education institutions in terms of capacity building. So, I mean, identifying the Googles, the Microsoft, the Ciscos, etc., and require the mount annual capacity development exercises by institutions. That's a very good question, number 7. Number 8, sir.
My name is Professor Namdi Mweze from Abia State University. I don't actually know where to refer my question, but I have a peculiar challenge where I inherited an IT architecture that is deformed. And if you watch...
Is there a hospital?
If you watch, I'm growing gray hair every day, fighting to correct that anomaly. We have everything from our bandwidth to the data center at source to a third party. And even data backup, we have to go to the IT support or their source partner to get some data from the back end. Please, I want to know, because I know it's causing a clog in the process of our digital transformation. I want to know what I can do to wrestle that that structure away from the outsource partners, because I'm the Lone Ranger there, as if the university belongs to me. But I know that we cannot grow beyond where we are today if we continue to be at the mercy of a technical partner. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You are number 1, sir. I can even feel your pain, even from your... But let me just add this. Just hold on, sir. You know, this discussion is getting very interesting, and I'm already putting down some kind of like white papers that can come from these our meetings. Papers on roadmap documents for maybe beginners, intermediary, and advanced institutions. And even from Chafe's on bandwidth calculation tools that you can use to estimate capacity. Then, of course, the last speaker, things like institution-vendor relationships, a guideline in that regard. So thank you very much. We're taking note of all your suggestions. Over to you.
Yes, a very good afternoon.
Number what, sir?
I'm number 9.
Number 9. Please, one house, please.
I'm Hassan Ibrahim, DICT, Gombe State Polytechnic, Bajoga. Yes, starting with what the organizers or the secretary must have mentioned, that these are our speakers that spoke today with us. They have delivered very good presentations. However, due to time constraints, we have a lot of things that we need more insights. Therefore, please maintain or ensure that you look at the possibilities of engaging them with us virtually so that we have ample time, even if it is on monthly or quarterly basis. So in line with that, the NIDA representative made mention of some guidelines that encompasses clearance of IT projects. So what I would like to know is who is responsible for obtaining that clearance? Is it the contractor or the institution? Because we have a situation whereby a contract will be awarded, you don't even know who the contractor is, you will just be collecting the contracts at the end of the day without your knowledge. The second one is our regulatory bodies and the funding bodies as well. One of the presenters made mention of the difference between ICT policies and strategic policies or ICT strategies. I would like to advise that these two things should be looked into whenever any ICT project is to be mounted on our institutions. This will help and give a long way in having more insights and requirements gathering from the users or active users of these platforms.
That's your third question in one.
Yes, sir. and that will be the last one. Yes, the last one is one of the speakers, I believe my senior colleague, DICT, Usman Danfodio University, made mention that none of the DICT is trying to contradict or resist from the directive of the Honorable Minister. I would like this, our conference, come up with the actual picture of the platforms or the ICT platforms and services rendered by the TED Fund. Because there are a lot of issues and the implementation process as well. One of my colleagues made mention of the blackboard. We've been making so many requests and complaints. Most of us cannot even access the URL of our institutions up till now. Talk more of the issue of engaging or going into the implementation of the LMS. And in line with this, the institutions we are operating on different phases. We have baby institutions and we have amateur and matured institutions. So all these things should be looked into in the process of the implementation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. Yeah, I know there's number 10 there, but before that, I just wanted to say, as we were talking about capacity building, there was a time in our institutions we had something called NGNOG. And yeah, so Professor Ridoku will also talk about that and how we can also leverage on those platforms for development in tertiary institutions. I think it's also a good opportunity to revisit that also. Number 10.
Okay, number 10. Idong Isid Etang, Associate Professor, DICT, University of Calabar. Mine is more like a concern or still a question. I don't know who I'm directing it to. What's the role of this committee and maybe other regulatory bodies on the roles of DICTs in various universities? Because as a new DICT, I had to ask questions from different people, and it looks like different universities just do their things. Is it based on the ICT policy of the universities, or is there no way to regulate, what is done? Or standardized. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That talks about ICT structures in our institutions. Good. Number 11, there was. Don't worry, let me give you. Please ask the last one so that we can go for lunch.
Good day, everyone. My name is Sani Eye from Michael Opera University of Agriculture, Umodike.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
All right, my question is concerning IT project clearance.
Okay, NIDA to NIDA.
Currently, we have many projects that we did not get clearance.
I've been told to ask you not to say that off camera.
Okay. All right.
Just say that you need to see the NIDA people for regularization.
All right. All right, please. Can I continue?
Yes, you can.
All right, please. And the challenge is that each time we have a visit from Auditor General staff, they keep pushing the same issue of this project.
You are very
there
correct.
is no clearance for this, there is no clearance for this, and we are at their mercy. My question is this: is it not possible for NITDA to provide a post-clearance platform for those projects?
Post-implementation clearance.
A window that we can leverage on and then get this clearance instead of being at the mercy of the Auditor General people. Thank you.
That's a very good, to backdate some of our clearances, you know. Forgive me, don't worry, I know. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have very, very good questions. And again, we'll take the answers in the order that our presenter spoke. So we'll have Professor Adedokun, Dr. Dahiru, Chinedu, and finally Chafe to hit the floor. So please just come up. Don't worry, come up. You have three minutes to respond to all the questions.
All the questions.
No questions.
Okay, thank you. I had like 2 or 3 issues on strategic planning, but all of them were really not questions, they were just suggestions. And, okay, you can hear me now. I thought my voice is actually loud, I don't need microphone. Okay, so basically they were all about just suggesting issues about strategic planning and policy. Like we said earlier, when you talk of policy, policy is high level. Strategic planning has to do with step-by-step on how to achieve. But whichever way you look at them, everything you do must align with the vision, the mission of that organization. You cannot develop a plan that does not have a basis anywhere. With the plan you are developing is how to implement, how to carry out a particular goal that has been set aside. And even the way you want to do it must align with the vision, with the process itself. You cannot say you want to buy something, and because you are ICT, it will not follow the procurement process of that institution. So everything you want to do must definitely align with what the institution is about. I think basically that's about. Somebody was talking about Cisco. I just mentioned that the things that you buy, that you are talking of Cisco, where did you buy them? These things have end of life and end of service. Most likely, the things you are talking about, you will not even get anybody to service them, even if Cisco is in your institution, because they are already end of life. These are some of the things that we also need to put into our strategic plans. When you buy something, what you are buying has end of life, has end of service. We buy until they gasp and they die. We don't change them. And that does not work. It won't work anywhere. So it's good to have these OEMs, have service centers around, but there are some things you will take to them. They will tell you, these ones, you cannot even find them anywhere again. We have some in our data center like that they are already dead. Thank you. I hope I answered all questions that has to do with me. Okay, NGNOG. NGNOG is Nigerian Network Operators Group. It's a domestication of African Network Operators Group. There is African-wide, and AFNOG has been there since 2000. NGNOG started in 2006, the first country to domesticate AFNOG. And what we do initially is that we move from one university to another. We train technical, ICT technical people. Now, over the years, we have evolved. We still do training. We have a training coming up in July in Abuja here. We still do training. So if anyone wants to get involved in anything that has to do with NGNOG training, basically we train ICT personnel of not only universities, not only tertiary institutions, even private companies. That's basically what we do. Just send a mail to info@nog.ng and somebody is going to attend to you. We have done a bit. I'm sure we have trained well over 2,000 people. Engineer K used to be one of the instructors. Your chairman used to be one of the instructors, but they have grown beyond us now, so we don't find them again. In fact, the current Minister of Humanitarian Affairs used to be one of our instructors. So we have evolved over the years. If anyone needs any training, technical training, basically, most of the instructors are our colleagues from institutions within Nigeria. Most of the people I know in this room is through NGNOG I know them. So we move from one institution, we used to move from one institution to another, and any institution we go that hosts us, we do one basic thing for them. We do what we call network clinic. Network clinic. So what network clinic has to do is we audit their network infrastructure for free, and we give them a report on what to do. Also, NGNOG developed a framework for ICT policy and strategy. That was done in 2008, and all you need to do is pick the framework and domesticate it to what fits your particular institution. So all those things are there. If you need any help, you can ask any of them. We will find a way of getting across to you. Thank you.
Thank you. I was just a round of applause for that. So please pick up those things. Remember, thank you. Yes, contact address info@nog.org for information about NGNOG. info@nog.org. If you get to that site, you will get more information. But like he said, myself and the chairman will be able to provide more information on the platform going forward. DG NITDA.
Yeah, representative of. Yeah, he left that out. So yes. I think NGREN, how does NITDA support? I think NITDA has supported in various ways. I think Mr. Haruna, if you come for tomorrow's session, you will hear about some of the areas NITDA has supported in terms of wide area networks, establishment in some universities, and ICT hubs, digital centers, digital economy learning centers, and so on. Like Professor mentioned, that there was a needs assessment, which I learned was in 2013, before I even joined NITDA. So we're looking forward to an updated needs assessment that the agency can look at and then possibly re-strategize on the interventions that it does in universities. So it's good to have a more exploratory sessions where you really drill down and find out the challenges, across, like it's going to hold tomorrow anyway, but that the report is also going to be submitted to intervention agencies like NITDA, NCC, USPF, and so on. Yes, of course, like you mentioned, strategy must align with organizational vision, otherwise it is not going to work. Someone asked what is the minimum threshold as it is, and I gave example with Bureau for Public Service Reforms, right? I said they had a 300,000 naira ICT project and they submitted for review and advice and got their clearance. There was FIRS with zero budget, but the amended guideline has new suggestion. If you check it out, there is a new threshold suggested in the amended guideline, and if that is what passes eventually, that is going to be the new threshold, and we are looking at approval limits of heads of agencies, right? Things that don't normally have to go to the Bureau for Public Procurement. Yes, capacity building, there was a question around that. What are regulatory bodies doing? They say in Dambuya Yawa. If something is too much, I don't know how to translate. translate it. But if it's too many Nigerians to train. So no matter how many interventions, it's difficult to have a critical mass of, and that is why we started targeting the 95% digital literacy by 2030. That is one of the strategies in, pillars in the NIDA strategic roadmap and action plan. You're also all aware of the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economies 3MTT, train 3 million technical talents, which is still ongoing, and a significant improvement has been made. But as to the suggestion you made around Google, that there's actually, just last week, right, Google was in Abuja with a team of their experts and with our DG, and they went to the Ministry of Education, they went to the Office for National Security Advisor, and so on cybersecurity. So on education, we talked about a collaboration that would support the training, building capabilities around emerging technologies, around building the youth, for the future work environment that we are envisaging. And to tell you, there is a partnership already going on, being explored with Google, because the president met with the CEO of Google some few months ago, which led to the exploring this partnership with Google. So something is going on around that, and we hope that it's going to be fruitful. There are other areas. If you look at our website or our Twitter, social media handles, you will see the details of the meeting, including that with the Ministry of Education. Right, yeah, we're open to virtual engagements in the future to talk to ourselves on how to move forward the digital ecosystem. Review of ICT policies of institutions before deployment, yes. What is the role of, okay, this is your question. Awaiting clearance. Yes, so you have projects that you have executed and you don't have this thing. And like I said, you see, I was mentioning the Office of the Auditor General, and yes. So what we do in that case is for you to, we already have something in place. Still submit the project, we'll review it, and if everything is okay, we'll give you a waiver, right? And there are those that have submitted, and they got the clearance, but they couldn't implement due to lack of funds or something. The money didn't come, right? So if nothing changes, you can you can still use that clearance certificate. But if anything changes, you resubmit to NIDA for revalidation. So we've made things easy for you to comply with. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. That's one of the major takeaways from this conference. We have two more people to call up, but before they come up, please, lunch will be served immediately after this session. Please, we want to request that we take our lunch quickly. We've made provisions to make sure everybody finishes lunch in 20 minutes. Don't worry, when you get there, you will see how. So please take your lunch in 20 minutes. We'll give you an additional 10 minutes to refresh yourself. In exactly 30 minutes after we stop this session, we'll start the discussions, panel discussion, which will have NUC, NCC, MBT, TET Fund. We'll engage them. So very quickly, Njiren, come up. All your questions in 1 minute, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm glad for the question that was asked. I believe that will also speak the minds of other universities, polytechnics, College of Education. The director, DICT Uni-Lesha, thank you for the question. Coincidentally, I was in Uni-Lesha last year for an NUC assignment. We were doing resource verification for for the program Criminology and Security Studies. And the VC got interested, so it was an opportunity to engage him and time to sell my market. So I told him, I discussed with him about NGREN, how you can join, and informed him that even the nearby University of Medical Science, has subscribed even for 1 STM. So they too can also join, whether 1 STM or even up to 1 gig. Director DICT Unit just mentioned the amount they pay for 1 gig. Subscription with NGREN is about that same amount, competitive, though competitive. What NGREN does is that when you indicate interest to subscribe, we come to your institution and do a technical survey at no cost to you. We take cognizance of what you have, give you a report and also an invoice. So when you indicate interest, we can meet after this meeting. I'll give you contact details. You indicate interest, we'll respond back to you, and that can be done. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. That was fast and nice. Sorry, yes, please come on. Well, while that is going on, sir? Yes, you can. Please just give me a minute. Please, the following persons, DICT Duro Jaye, DICT Daworie, DICT Dahiru Abubakar. Supposed to be 4 people. Abubakar, Stephen Daworie, Duro Jaye, and Emegi, Oluwafunke Emegi, Ijoma Emegi. If you are here, please step out briefly and seize somebody at the information desk. Very important. Quickly. Yes.
Thank you very much. Let me start with Mr. Tana. You were asking whether there is any Cisco center where equipment could be serviced. And I think Professor Adewa, yes, he responded to that. But you see, that was one of the things we wanted to address at the NGREN level. Because if there is bulk purchase, same kind of equipment, now we have a leverage to negotiate. We had wanted if all institutions were to come together and we say we are going with Cisco equipment, then we'll tell you that at a certain period of time, you have to buy in these equipments, then we top money and get newer ones. Same thing with computers, HP and the rest of them. Unfortunately, that has not matured yet, but it's still not too late for us really to organize ourselves and do bulk purchase. Same thing goes to bandwidths, because if we can buy bulk purchase, we can crash the cost of bandwidth, and it will be a win-win to each one of us. Somebody asked what is the best way forward for a new institution. Well, yeah, a roadmap kind of. Well, I think any new institution that wishes to establish its own ICT infrastructure must consider planning in the first place. Planning is the key. If you don't plan, you are still planning to fail. There is hardly any institution that does not have a vision and a mission statement. You must make sure that you have a ICT strategic plan and ICT policy that align with these vision statements. Adewale mentioned it, Dr. Dahir also mentioned it. So that is the number one thing. But beyond that, you must need to conduct a needs assessment to determine what are the minimum things you require to put in place in your campus. And that was why I presented a minimum requirements, campus minimum requirements, that you need to have the infrastructure in place. That is, in fact, it's one of the most expensive things that you can now talk about. And by the time you connect all your buildings with fiber, and within buildings you have structured cabling, and then you have wireless that extends the structured cabling, then you have gone a long way. Next is to get your bandwidth and start bringing the services. So if you look at all these things and you plan them accordingly, then and you prioritize them, I'm sure any new campus can go further. There is much to be said about this, but there is no time. But probably later on, the ComDICT will organize ways to really explore these things more. Now, somebody said they have an existing structure that has been outsourced and is creating problems. Well, I'm sure it is not outsourcing that is the problem. It is good to even outsource if you don't have the capacity to maintain internally. Then you can outsource. But the problem is, have you really done your requirement analysis properly? Do you determine what are your requirements? Because that is the beginning of it all. These are our requirements. Who can meet the requirements? You can even do public procurement processes, and you send it to NIDA for compliance and things like that. Okay, so once you do that, then you can sign service level agreements with any of the vendors that has been selected. If they default, you can always sanction them. You have a way to sanction them. So doing your own requirement analysis is the key to that. And somebody asked about services rendered by TED Fund. I think I listed about 11 of them in my presentation, and the presentation will be circulated, so you will still have access to them. And somebody talked about the roles of DICT vis-a-vis ComDICT-NTI. Well, now that we have a functional ComDICT-NTI and a very active one, I think we should be able to hold them responsible for a lot of things that we have even spoken here. Even the NGO we are talking about, I hear they are giving a URL where you can now go in. Why can't ComDICT now organize and reach out to NGO organizers and organize this kind of trainings for us, you know, and see how institutions can now benefit from that. I'm sure if we do it that way, it may even cost us much less than if we all go individually. And people are asking, how do you join NGO? Well, I think probably that needs to change now. It's not what is existing now. Because if we are going with what is existing now, then we are not benefiting anything from NGO. NGO is there, and we are here, the Committee of Directors of ICT. NGO is ours. It's not for NUC. It's not for MBTE. It's not for NCCE. It's for the directors of ICTs in tertiary institutions. And we have a committee of directors of tertiary institutions. Sir, please drive that process. Let's see what will come out of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
So just to give to the person regarding someone is holding their data. So if there is no any contractual issues, say they're owing, you know, you've not paid them their money, or you know, if there's no any issue around that, you could submit to NIDA, and we to the government department usually looks into that. You know, I think we had similar problem with I think it's Bauchi State government, where someone was holding their data, and you know, we were able to resolve that. So beyond advisory services, also we intervene in areas like this. So you know, you can write to the DG CEO of NIDA requesting that this particular issue be looked, you know, into. And then I think I forgot something about who is responsible, whether it's not the contractor at the moment, it's the director of ICT, right? That is responsible to submit, right? But I said we have data entrance, we have supervisors, we have a portal. So you need to submit. We don't, and I mentioned it, we don't care who does your contract. It's a pre-procurement process. For us to evaluate, issue the clearance, then you go. In most cases now, BPP will ask you where is the NIDA clearance as well. You know, sometimes they have oversights also, and they just approve the projects. But I think the current DG has invited us to along with an organization that did not get and has gone for no objection, right? And we were both there to, you know, and he then asked them to submit their projects for clearance before he issues them the no objection. Yes, but again, I mentioned state universities at the moment, you can request for advisory services, but it's not upon you to get a clearance from NIDA for that purposes, because the Office of the Auditor General doesn't audit states. It's your own state Auditor General, right? I hope that is clear. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Please, once again, remember, it's a pre-procurement activity, and now you have the opportunity of even going back at some of the projects that we might have overlooked, and to process that also. We're going to take one last comment from the director, the chairman, before we go. Please come up, sir. Then please remember what we said. We are not able to look at everything in detail within this short period. We're bringing in every single one of our speakers for a special session, virtual session. Please, in advance, we seek your support in that area so that we can really extend this discussion further. Chairperson, you have 1 minute, sir.
Sure. Okay, thank you very much, and I'm happy we are participating actively. I would want to assure us that by the end of this conference, quite a number of our questions and thoughts will be answered. We are going to have an ordinary general meeting. Some of those issues will be dealt with, especially with the question that Calabar asked, because it's very important. One of the things we think we must address here is the stability of the ICT directorate in the institutions, tenorship, and the type of people that are appointed to lead that institution. Because it is now becoming a very important, or it is an important unit of the institution, and we must, just like our brother said, when you came into the institution, and then everything that you are supposed to do is not there. You must be deliberate about it. So we will answer these questions, and I can assure you, and at the end of the day, we will have documents that will go to the regulators and our heads of institutions to present some of this CVC to tell them, and the committee of rectors and committee of provosts to tell them that I think this is the best way if we really want our institutions to develop. But as you can see with what we did with NIDA, it is very important. And as you rightly say, most of federal institutions are getting serious knock. I also happened to sit on almost an hour being grilled by the office of the Auditor General. It was then I knew that I've also was not doing the right thing. So I had to get myself on the platform. I think the first thing is everybody in the federal institution, polytechnic, colleges of education, and universities should ensure that they send a requirement. There's a list of people that they want so that they can enroll you on the portal, and you will do somebody will do the submission, somebody will do the check-in, and somebody will approve, and NIDA will work on it, and you get your clearance certificate. I'm hoping that we do that, and very importantly, we must do that for all our TED fund projects. I'm talking of federal institutions. You must do that, or else they are actually coming very serious about it. So I just said, let me make comments like that, but quite a number of the things you mentioned, we will answer them. We will take responsibility, just like we were talking about Enduren. We were there, he, me, Shafe, and who is the fourth person? No, it's not China. There was somebody before China, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs. The four of us were the technical designers, and we became part of the technical implementers. So we want to go back and take ownership. We want to take ownership. Sorry, NUC doesn't want to hear that, but it must happen. It must happen. And no, I'm not saying they don't want, we know what we are saying. Because we are now bringing a bigger picture. So we'll go back to the original design, hopefully. Since all of us that designed it are alive, I think we should go back to the original design. And the reason is becoming very critical for us. Even the 60 million I told you, we are beginning not to be able to pay for it. That's the truth. We're struggling to pay the 60 million. It was 40 million, but just now that the data was raised with another 50%, that makes it 60 million. So you can see that all of us are going to suffer the same. And I know some institutions have started even opting for Starlink. Starlink is an open network. You are going to suffer a lot of cyber attack if you convert to Starlink as your access to internet. Starlink is just for your home and maybe small businesses. But when you want to put it at the institutional level, I will assure you that we will start crying. So let us not see Starlink as our primary connection, please. Let us not opt for Starlink because of our problem. We will solve the problem. So thank you very much. Our meetings will address that. Okay, and the issue of Blackboard, we are going to have a session with TED Fund. They are going to explain, we will interrogate them, and we will agree. But let me tell you that
we're also working on strategies behind the scene, whether that is the actual decision that government should have taken. And if that is not, then it should be reviewed. And as you could see in the platform of the NGRN, we already have a running LMS. And the purpose was that anybody, because NGRN will not charge you for that LMS, maybe they will only charge you for the hosting, because you don't have facility to host. They will host for you, but they won't charge you for the LMS because it's free. So these are the kind of models we had from day one, and we're hoping we can go back to them. Well, if we will put Blackboard on it, the time will come. But currently, I don't think anybody can access his URL. There's no access to any URL on Blackboard. And if the access will ever come back, the access must come back with the name of the institution, very clearly. Your domain name must be captured clearly, and you will have a complete instance that clearly doesn't, because you know the previous one, today you change, tomorrow you see somebody will change the same. So that was, we were practicing. When the time comes, we'll do the proper thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman of ComDICT-NTI. Yes, a round of applause is in order. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our plenary sessions 1 and 2. And we're going for lunch break at 2:30. 2:30. The MC's time is always the correct time. 2:30. So we expect us back by 3 o'clock. I want to promise you that the next session is going to be very engaging. NUC man is here. Is going to be there. The NCC is here. Receipts, institutional receipts are also ready. You can pick it up at the information desk. Quickly get your lunch and be back here by 3 o'clock so that you can be among the early bird, for the next session. So we'll start by 3:10. We'll start by 3:10 in about 40 minutes' time.